This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. This is the day of the resurrection, the day of Easter. In my missionary experience in San Pedro, in Côte d'Ivoire, Easter is the joy of baptism, the baptism of adults during the Easter Vigil, and baptism of children celebrated on Easter Monday. I can still remember the face radiant of joy of Alice, an elderly Cameroonian lady who had had great difficulties in learning the answers of the Catechism book. Finally, she could be baptized and take the Eucharist. A grace received, sins forgiven, a new beginning, a new relationship with Christ. She was really happy, and all of us with her. Each year, the liturgy of Easter offers us the text of chapter 20 of St. John. And I would like to share a reflection on 3 words of this chapter with you. The 3 words are taken by surprise, I send you, faith without seeing. Surprise. It is the first day of the week, in the morning, at dawn. On the Sabbath eve, Friday afternoon, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus took the body of Jesus and placed it in a brand new tomb where no one had ever been put before. The Sabbath day had passed, and it was only the next day, the first day of the Jewish week, for us, Sunday, that we see Mary Magdalene going to the tomb very early in the morning. It was still dark. Here's the surprise. The stone that covered the entrance to the tomb has been removed. Mary runs back to the disciples. She cries, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb." Peter and the beloved disciple run in their turn to the tomb. Peter enters the first in the room, carved in the rock. The other disciple also enters after him. They too are taken by surprise. The body is no longer there, but the linens that covered it are tidy and the shroud is all apart in its place. What does all this mean? The beloved disciple enters, sees, and believes. The surprise gives way to an incredible intuition that he cannot yet formulate. I was taken by surprise a few days ago. A Senegalese friend who came to Italy asked me to help him to find a job. I presented his request to a religious friend I had just known. She runs a house where they welcome people with disabilities. A few days ago, we went together with my friend to see this sister. My surprise was to experience the willingness and generosity of this lady, of this nun, already very busy to take time for my friend. In short, this man now has been called to start a job. I didn't expect such a generosity. This is where the Lord surprises us. Even for me, it was a new beginning of my faith, a new understanding of the Scriptures. I send you. The chapter continues with Mary Magdalene, who remains at the tomb, outside the tomb, and she's crying. She's weeping. She sees a man and she thinks he's the gardener. When he calls her Mary, Mary, she recognized Jesus, the Master, who had changed her life. And Jesus to tell her, "Go, tell my brothers that I am going up to my Father, who is your Father, to my God, who is your God." Jesus sends her, "Go tell my brothers." Rightly, Mary Magdalene is called the Apostle of the Apostles. From surprise, we pass to personal encounter with the risen Jesus who sends us. And the scene is repeated with all the disciples in the evening of the same day. Jesus shows himself to the disciples locked in the house with the doors locked for fear of the Jewish authorities. He stands among them, and the disciples are filled with joy. It is not only a personal encounter with one person, it is the risen Christ meeting the church and giving them a mission for the whole humanity. He tells them, "As the Father sent me, I am sending you. Receive the Holy Spirit. Sins are forgiven." These words are for us as well. Even for us, SMA, Society of African Missions, this year, 2020, we have the joy of ordaining 28 new missionary priests from a dozen countries. And to them as well are these words of the risen Jesus. "As the Father sent me, I am sending you. Receive the Holy Spirit. The sins are forgiven." Faith without seeing. Chapter 20 ends with the journey of faith of the Apostle Thomas, who also becomes the model of our faith, of us who have not seen the risen Christ with our own eyes. Thomas was not present that night on the first day of the week. 8 days later, they are still together. 8 days like ourselves who celebrate the Sunday every week, the Easter of every week. Jesus shows himself to Thomas, and his reproach, "Do not doubt, but believe," makes Thomas pronounce the highest profession of faith of the New Testament, "My Lord and my God." And Jesus to say to him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." Our faith is put to the test because we don't see. And I'm thinking of my brother, Father Luigi Maccalli, who was kidnapped in September 2018 in Bomoanga in Niger. I think also of Sister Gloria, a Colombian sister, kidnapped in Mali in 2017. And Father Joel in Burkina, kidnapped 6 months after Father Luigi. At the moment, we have no news of any of them. And we believe, we want to believe and support them from a distance in faith. Blessed are those who without having seen have believed. Yes, we believe, Lord. You are risen. Surprise us and help us to recognize you active with your presence in our lives. Make us share your joy with those around us. Multiply our joy while you send us to be neighbor of those who are far. This is the day the Lord has made. May this day be the day of surprise, of encounter with you, the risen Lord who is sending us, a day of happiness in the faith. May all of you have a holy, a joy-filled missionary Easter day. Best wishes to all of you.